This is Margaret in Windsor, and I'm going to make this and see if it goes up because my access to the internet has been blocked. And believe me, I'm in bad shape. Bad shape. That's the reason I'm putting this up. And I hope I make sense, and I hope I get out of this alive and with my brain intact. And somebody doesn't come around and say, oh, you're crazy. This can't all be happening to you. Well, it has, and it is, and it's like a replay of April Fool Day of '80 in a sense. After I'd done the book, letter from the FBI, all that happened, just on crime on top of crime, and then worked for the district attorney in Huntsville. Then. Now, I've been here going on 2 years. I managed to stay here, and the air conditioning units have all been full of mold and mildew. They'll move me from one to the other room. But now then, since last fall, YouTube, a friend on YouTube, helped get me some clothes back. And some other items have come in from a few other people there on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm in bad shape is the reason I'm on here. Reason I went up there because my rent's paid for a month. And they won't return it, I don't think. Where would I go? Stop and ask yourself. I've been shut down. Now, the U.S. government is who's doing it. I've been shut down. People have gotten wealthy off of my hell, believe me. And I've managed to live from one day to the next, hoping I'd find my children and they'd be alive and well. So now then my phone access went down about 2 weeks ago, and there's a story behind that I know is true. And who told me confirmed it's true. So now then I sit here, and I don't dare stay in here another day or night. They've been doing stuff to the roof, tarring, I don't know what all. I just know it's made me so sick. I sit here and I tried to add up some figures that should have been so easy to do. And it's messed with my memory, whatever I've had to inhale in here. And last night when I woke up this morning, man, I tell you, I know it's time to go. So here's the problem. I've been shut down to the only friends I have are on YouTube. Social services done, I have words for this, but I would be called every name in the book. First of all, I just now told him I'd taken, and I had, they know it, pictures. They'd say, over the past year and a half, almost 2 years, they'd say, we can move you to another room if it's too bad here. Well, they could have fixed the air conditioned heating. They didn't. They know it's in that condition. So now then that's deleted off my phone, the pictures with all the other that's going on with the phone. And if I'm rambling, that's what's scary to me. I can't stay another day in here. I bet you anything they wouldn't give the money back for the month. If they did, where am I going to go? I'd have to, with the things I've got here, I'd have to get a cab, and they're going to complain. They won't put it in the cab for me to take it to another place because I've been run like a scalded dog for so long. Common sense tells you when your kids go out there and they inhale deliberately fumes from chemicals and they get sick, imagine what's been done to me and my lungs. So now, today I can either move around on the back, which is not going to be any better, and I can't move my stuff, or I can stay here, or I could leave since the rent's paid, and I can go somewhere else, get a cab, and go pay rent somewhere else, which would cost me that I don't have. And then hope when I come back they've got it fixed, but that they've stopped it. He's just now told me that the people that do their roofing and all that come when they please. And I know I've been in this too long, though, part of it, to know that what's going on. So I'm just going to say this time what he told me. He's one of the people here I liked. But he said they come when they care to. They can call them, they don't know. So that may be very true. So somebody else other than them, part of this is them. They can't, right here where I'm living. The people that I put up here, the Patels and Shaws. I thought Great Britain had sent them over to help me. I know the connections go up to the ex-governors who all know this. John Edwards, state senator, who I thought was good, absolutely knows who I am. Bob Goodlatte, who was over your agriculture when I lived in the forest, and the one that told me that if he helped me, well, he sent someone. I'd been in his office. It's next in the Sun Trust building. It used to be downtown, next to the state senator John Edwards, who I think was an honest man. He's still alive. Anyway, they were side by side, and Bob Goodlatte then became later head of the intelligence or the judicial, and he just retired last fall, I believe, and he wouldn't really say why, because he had this jewel of a job. But back to then, when I was living in the forest and trying to get, well, just trying to get my name back and some money and a place to live, because I've been run from place to place and I can't run anymore. And I'd been in both offices, and when I come out of Bob Goodlatte's, got on the elevator, and the elevator was right there at his, where you could see right there where I just come out of the door. Man came out and said, hold the elevator. He got on and he said, Congressman Goodlatte, if he helps you, he'll be living in the national forest with you. So he went on to be on the intelligence. So all these ex-governors, Mark Warner, and how many more? There's the one that ran, I can't say his name right now because I'm in bad trouble here. Who ran with Hillary Clinton? He's a Democrat. Kaine, Kaine, Tim Kaine. He's the one that said Jens Zoring is the diplomat's son from Germany who's in jail for crimes he didn't commit. He and Elizabeth Haysom, who is Canadian, and the crimes happened right here in Bedford. So all this is going on, and I've been putting all this up, and I'm just about dead right now. My hearing, I've got a bacterial from a year ago, and somebody says, well, why don't I do this, and why don't I do that? I've done it all. Why doesn't the law work for me? I can bet you 2 cents they'd come out here and handcuff me, and I'd wish to God I was dead. That's what could happen to me for crying out and trying to get help. I'm going to go back to this and I'll stop because I don't know what happens to me. April Fool Day of 80 with a letter from the FBI and everything, 2 letters, and doing the book and copies of the book and copies of sending it to the publishers and rejection slips, and then one went before Revell, and they're bored, and so that went that far. But it wasn't, what I wrote was potent, and some of it's coming out now, but they don't attribute it to me. So I almost lost my life how many times? I don't know if my children are alive or dead. I've paid my friggin' rent here on time. And I'm going to say this, the Shaws and Patels have gotten wealthy. They own so many motels. I've lived in the few cheap ones. When I tried to get HUD, the same thing, which is federal, should be under a federal law protecting me instead of the people orchestrating this whole thing. Right now, I can't even get a HUD. And I've paid the rent on time. If you did a background check on me, first of all, you wouldn't even get my name. You think it's going to be Margaret Ann Windsor on there? Hell no. You think I'm using Megan Markel because everybody knows my real name. The Brits told me I could go out and try to get a DNA. Do you think I'd get one back that's correct? it would be confiscated before it got to where I am. That's how much, if they tell about me and this whole mess, it would rock the world, I assure you. So anyway, so that somebody doesn't come and see this video and say, hey, the woman needs help. They infer something else. I need the law to work for me, not against me. I'm going to tell you, when they almost killed me after I'd worked for the district attorney and I'd almost been killed, and I'm going to stop April Fool Day of '80. Jack Hartsfield, the reporter, FBI agent, he was undercover as a reporter. He was the cousin of Hank Hartsfield, for God's sake, who was commander of a couple of the shuttles, born in Alabama. It's what they were doing to me. Lina Dempsey wanted me dead. They gave me the name of the twin that was, she killed them. They were born out of wedlock. Moulton, Alabama is where they brought me when I was 2 years old. It's who my father and mother are and who I am and my children. And I just paid my rent. Oh, God, I went through whatever, looking for another job, looking to way to pay my rent, and I did. Just paid it. Walked out. Lina Dempsey, who was with John Sparkman, the senator from Alabama, when he died, that's how hush money and all that came through, and ransom money. She was with the old senator, so she's a killer. She's killed her twins when they were born. I was brought there, given the name of Peggy. And I still have to use that name. So I guess I'm babbling here because I've been through hell. I can't stay here another night. So I can either leave, and my clothes are left here, and it makes me look like the crook. The things that have been put back together that mean a lot to me. I can't take them. Nobody's going to help me move them. I don't have a place to move them to. One lady did offer to help me pay for moving, or a nice lady, but I got to have a place to move to that's not going to do the same thing to me. So I don't know. I used to go to the mountains and camp out. You want to know why I camped out? It was better than being on the side of the road and what they were doing to me. So I went up there, and they would lock me up 4 different times. And now there's no record of it, so I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. The media covered that, me being handcuffed, but they didn't tell my real name. They didn't tell squat, and they know it all. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm in bad shape. I don't need a cop coming up and handcuffing me. Back to Jack Hartsfield. I just paid my rent. Lina Dempsey killed her twins, and I was put there and put through hell. All crimes you can think of to be my sons. So, no, they don't want all this told. She was afraid the book got published because I got a letter from the feds. So then she wants me dead. I was almost killed April Fool Day of '80 and stuffed in her car and brought across the state line back to Huntsville. All my things gone. Everything, my apartment, my furniture, everything, my children. So now then, after I'd worked for the district attorney, because he was up for re-election, and he lost, I had another job, and it, quite frankly, was run by the CIA and closed down. So now then, it went bankrupt, supposedly. Now then, I can't pay my rent. And all I can say is that I just paid my rent, and I went through hell to pay it, walking from church to church in the hot sun, and came back, and who met me? And Dempsey had, she could pull the strings, you see. So I'm going to stop with this. It's not going to do me any good. The only option I have is getting a cab and going to another. And then when I get back here, they can't tell me when the roofers are going to come and finish the roofing or what they're going to do, so they can come back tonight. Right now I can't stay in here, so I have an option of going around to the back where they barbecue, and they've done that, put it right under my air conditioning unit. That's when my ear got so bad and I started losing my hearing. Uh, so I'm going to stop because, anyway, Lionel Dempsey, she murdered her twins. I was put there. The family covered it up. There's still one of them left, the sisters, and she just wants me dead. Because she has a son that's a preacher that went to Emory. Can you get this? Emory University that I was writing about over there in Atlanta. How did he get to go there? What else did I want to get up? I'm sitting here. What am I going to do? I'm going to take the Oric out that was messed up that was sent to me. $400 Oric somebody sent me. Nobody's done this before this past fall, except one relative on my dad's side, mom's. I mean, not the Dempseys are not my relatives. This is going to go off, so I'm going to stop because it's news to them that the air and heating units have all been filled with mold and mildew, and I took pictures of them, and now since the phone problem, they're all deleted.